France are so close to each other. We share properties like Guernsey, the Isle of Man and stuff. And many people on the south visit France very easily. Many people in France visit England very easily. We are actually...
There's like that tunnel, right?
Yeah, you get the channel.
Yeah, the tunnel. Yeah.
That's so
The
cool.
French are okay, man. I've been to many of their cities, and they're fucking lovely compared to British cities. You know, it's not many places you go down the street so that we share properties like Guernsey, the Isle of Man.
Sorry,
Yeah, but I mean, they've got so many benches, and like they've even got scented poo bags.
They've got so many. They've got so many benches and scented
we don't have
poop bags. France is it all. They just have it all in France.
Yeah, but they also have mimes. I mean, I was stalked through the streets of Paris by a mime.
Oh, God.
That happened in Paris. It never happened to me anywhere in the little bit of time that I was in England.
It's easy. You just mime shooting them, and then they have to mime getting shot, and then they fall down. They stop following you.
I didn't think of that.
Oh, that would have been funny. That would have been very funny.
Of course, by the same token, go ahead.
We are quite good-natured in England, though. We are quite polite, really. Really, we are.
Well, Americans are the full spectrum.
Yeah, that's one way of putting
they
it.
are the full spectrum.
I like Americans, but I'm also afraid of Americans.
You should be.
I also love Americans, but I'm also like that. You've got everything and everything in between. You really have.
You never know what you're going to get with us. You never do.
You really have.
I mean, I don't even know what we're going to get tonight. So this complete thing.
I mean, Rob doesn't know when I'm going to show up next to his house and just stare at him through his windows.
So I mean, your body politic average American, active.
I'm missing a set of dice. It makes me sad.
Oh,
Don't be sad.
Well, while you search for the dice, we'll give you a little. We'll do a little background reminder here as we get into session 7 here. Now, really quick, I wanted to throw this out here.
Come on, Bob.
This is kind of cool because we are now officially into the G1 through 3 adventures.
Absolutely.
You know, because this is the Queen of the Spiders, but they're
G1.
This is G1, 2, and 3. So this is the whole thing. Now on the back, it does have the images printed of the original tournament modules, and I think I might have 1 or 2 of those as well. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. This is a really, I mean, it has some insane maps. I mean, there's like, you know, like the way they used to present these modules. Look at the fucking paper. Like that is what you're looking at.
There's a wall of text right there.
Deep columns. There's loads of mistakes.
Like this one has at least this one has a little drawing on it, so you get like a brief for like 2 seconds.
Oh, it was such poor quality, but we loved it, bro.
Oh man, look at this. There's like here's one with a captive chained to the wall. She doesn't really look too worried though, actually. She looks fine.
The safety tools were not existing.
No.
I mean, this might as well be a picture of what probably the battles will look like in your future. I mean, there's just shit everywhere. There's fucking explosions. People are enlarged. There's a dog for some reason.
Dave turns into an elephant, man.
One dog is shooting fire in its mouth. Okay.
Like you do. I mean, come on, you don't have a fire-breathing dog?
So last session was sort of the first encounter of that module officially, where the group of you had been traveling down the Davish River up to the north to Istivin, the capital of Sterich. And nearing about 2/3, 3/4 of the way through your first day of travel, you noticed signs of murder, blood on a stone. Following them, you found an encampment of hill giants and some of their slave captors. You ambushed them and thoroughly wiped them out. I'm
surprised very quickly calm then. They fucking fell over quick, didn't they, bro?
I mean, you guys were doing a lot of damage. Tuctrin had like a 51 point melee round, and Grey Ash had a 56-point
Spell.
Lance of Disruption plus the breaking of a boiling oil over
I swear,
the giant's head.
if any of us
So-
ever turn, and it could be the most dangerous, it's Grey Ash.
Yeah,
Fucking-
oh, for sure, for sure.
No,
and
I'm just some guy.
There's just some guy.
I'm just some guy.
And then you heard distant yells and sounds of combat back at the river. Roland specifically heard Lavina, his wife, the river princess. Oh God, I wanted to get the name of the. Chris, can you give me the name of the people again?
Valcadian.
Valcadian?
Yeah.
I just wanted you to
I don't know,
pronounce
you
it.
might say that in America. You might say the CI differently according to where you're from.
Valcadian.
So there might be different
I like
ways of saying it.
Okay. Well, the Valcadians, she's a Valcadian princess, and their people are up and down this river. So you actually are, so you heard back at the river where you have taken a medium-sized boat guided by 4 Valcadian rivermen, and along with the princess, Roland's wife, and her assistant, who was also the seamstress in town, Kali, her best friend and cousin. And so you heard Lavina screaming, Roland did, and immediately took off back towards the river's edge, putting all care and worry aside. Zoran joined him, and the two of them went through the forest. Zoran jumping through the trees and bushes and over and under and around rocks and things, quietly and lively, while Roland, enlarged by one of Grey Ash's magics, plunged through the hill area, the hill region, down to the river. And when you got there, you saw that a number of your guards had been killed and were fighting to prevent these giants from getting a hold of their boat. So, because it appeared as though the giants were trying to get to the main boat where Lavina, the Valcadians, and the the stuff that they're shipping were. And so a battle ensued, of course. And it didn't take too long for you to dispatch them, but all except for one of the guards, one of the swordsmen, and then 2 crossbowmen died in the battle. And
my little crossbow dudes were going some and shooting them in the chest.
Yeah, where did I
I really
write
can
that
imagine
guy's
that.
name
I really
down?
imagine that actually, that battle. That was really quite visual.
Yeah, what was that guy's name? Damn it. I know I wrote this down.
Baslow or something. Yeah, the guy, he went back, didn't he? He got promoted up. And then he suggested we go back with the refugees. He left with the refugees. And we were confident to continue. But I can't remember his name.
Well, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but so yeah, there was one survivor. He was promoted to sergeant, and he, oh, look at this piece of paper here. What is happening?
Yeah. I have to have a big pipe in there, bro. Yeah.
Old age gets to everybody.
Yeah, I painted it last week. I sword.
Was it Yavish?
Yavish, yeah, that's it.
I know.
5 dead. 1 leveled up to level 2. Yeah. Yavish.
Okay. Okay, well, we get Sergeant Yavish.
And I said, get a graveyard on proper, like with respect, ceremonial burials, because these are my proper men, like who are Mohammedans like me. Like they've originally come to my call, like off my know my name and what's happened. So like I fucking feel bad for them who have died in my
Yeah,
original
so
service. Proper
this is kind of
ceremonial
where
burial.
we left off in a bit of a transitional moment of the campaign. So you defeated the giants, and ultimately everybody had joined back together at the river's edge. Tarkus and others, but mainly Tarkus, had helped get the refugees, which you had managed to save from the giants, back to the river's edge. Tarkus healed some of them and such, so none of them would die.
Yeah.
So the 8
Yeah, I
of them,
remember.
he came back. So you guys got them all back. It took about an hour for them to get all the way back, though. You have the secondary boat, which was piloted by these. We'll just say it was like, I don't know, it might be like a bit like of a longboat with rowers. And it kind of feel like maybe it's just like a rowboat with
Like a dory, fast river boat, low bottomed. They're called dories.
Okay, do they
Yeah.
have are they paddle?
Do they speak whale?
They're like 16 foot. They're about 16 foot long. They're wide enough to sit two, and then we'll sit 8 people approximately. And they're used in coastal waters and like for cod fishing on Alaska and stuff. They go down rivers on the edge of the seas, but like they would fucking fall over on rough sea. But they're good in rivers and close coast. Sorry, that's me Englishness. It's called
No,
a
I love
dory.
that. I'm just, yeah, okay. We'll throw in something like that then. So
A
problem,
fishing
Having a
boat,
nerd off
basically.
over here.
there's
Fishing
only
boat, river fishing boat.
I just threw a picture of one in the chat.
Go look. Chat.
okay, yeah, that's pretty great. That's sort of what I was imagining.
Yeah.
I was thinking more
No,
of
that's
like
much
a
smaller
Viking
than a dory, but
longboat,
yeah,
but
Oh, all right.
I see what
That's
you're
what.
getting.
Well, close enough. Or at least that's what YouTube said. Or whatever. Ignore
that's
me.
not it then.
Dories are longer, but it's okay. They're about that. It doesn't matter, does it? It's what you say it is, bro. I'm just saying what it is in
Well,
England.
you're bringing in like, like you're getting super fucking British, and I mean half the people in this game are. I feel like we've got to cater to our our vast British audience. I mean,
Absolutely. I mean, if we want them to come colonize us again, we have to be nice.
yes, we really need.
You can stack them as well, Dories. You
All
can
right,
stack them on top
so
of each other.
okay, that's fine. Let's move on. The problem is that there's only 3 surviving guards. There's the sergeant, and then the two bowmen, and then you had one guard, or no, there's two guards on your boat that were sort of protecting Lavina. So you have those 2, but the other boat, you'll have to slow down. They don't have a full complement of rowers anymore.
Can't we take them on board our boat and just drag that boat behind us?
You could. What are you going to do with the bodies? So this is where we were left off. So there was a couple of concepts discussed.
Yes.
So you had discussed sending the sergeant and the 2 guards back with the bodies back to Hullaboro, considering that you're not even a day away. You're from Hullaboro.
Which I thought was the best result, despite Tarkus going, bring them with us. I went, well, thanks for the wisdom. Sorry, I'm ignoring you. And then sent them back.
So that you had discussed. You had also discussed having Tarkus speak with dead to one of the giants. You had also discussed And we did the speak with dead. It was going to be this like sort of weird rigmarole of like Zoran and Tarkus.
I love that word.
Doing this sort of back and forth juggling because Tarkus can understand everything, but he can't speak giant, whereas Zoran can.
Yeah.
So like Zoran would say the words and then Tarkus would just like sort of phonetically say them to the giant, because with this particular spell, only Tarkus is the one able to hear, and he's the only one who can communicate. So that is that option. And then finally, you had discussed having Zoran follow any trails that he can.
Oh yeah.
And see where these giants maybe came from or what have you, and then fly back on Roland's Griffin.
Yeah.
To meet the group back on the river, or if they make it all the way to Istivin,
That would be shit hot if Zoran could find out where the giants are.
Mm-hmm.
I'd fucking get in there and murk them like a bastard first before they can come to my people and hurt me.
So that's where we kind of left off. Now, there was some confusion because you guys, I think, had set up another camp on, yes, because wasn't there some, like Tarkus had done some preaching, but I think things had sort of calmed down. It was like somebody cast a spell or something.
It did get a bit preachy, didn't it, the Tarkus? It did get a bit preachy. I remember that.
Somebody cast that camp spell.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
that was wicked. That was really good.
Who was that? Tarkus that cast that spell?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. So it made it like a really comfortable space, and so like the refugees and I think the plan ended up being that everyone was going to sleep overnight, but it wasn't really clear to me. I mean, but that hadn't actually happened yet, and I figured if Zoran was going to go trail hunting, that might happen before sleep. So this is where we will begin the role play.
Zoran, if you are talking, do you have light? And I'll take out my jewel of that coin that had the spell cast on it of continual light on that chain. It's like a 50 gold piece chain.
Yeah, I pull out one of my own.
I nod in acknowledgement that you've got such pretty. Yeah, I put my good. Okay, I look back. Well, if you can find the trail, then my people and us can intercept them before they come again. And I offer my griffin, which is like a little figure thing, like a mini, I guess. And I pass it, dead carefully.
I accept the griffin, make sure I understand properly how to activate it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm as confident as it's reasonable to be of my ability to move through the forest without getting into much in the way of trouble. I do also have flare arrows, so I would appreciate if someone would at least keep part of an eye on the sky.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really, really trying hard not to check the Greyhawk weather table right now.
Go for it, Bob. Greyhawk.
You have to. What's the point of playing the old adventure if we're not using the chart?
Well, by popular demand, then. And I mean, honestly, Amanda flicking me off is kind of a vote in its favor. I know that was. She was trying to dissuade me, but that was actually encouraging me. Okay, here we go.
Chance of thunder yesterday.
By popular demand, weather.
I'm stealing your cat.
Of Greyhawk.
That's all there is to it. The next time I'm over there, I'm stealing your cat.
Okay, let's see here. Baseline. We are in. Okay, let's see.
That's advice. There we go.
think it has 8 days a week, but I always ignored that. In Grail, it's too much, that shit. Fucking hell.
Okay, so here we go. So, Amanda, since you love this so much, why don't you roll me a d10 and add 6 and tell me what you've got?
I'm going to roll a D percentile 10 and just for spite. 6 plus 6 is 12.
All right, so the high temperature today reached 64 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So it was quite pleasant today as the temperature begins to decrease as night falls. Let's see what the temperature decreases to. Somebody roll me a D8.
Somebody go for it.
I mean, this is what the people want. Let's get on this. This is like Critical Role plus Dimension 20.
It's not rolling.
What it's called, Dimension 20.
Well, I've never been introduced to somebody.
It's a 7.
So I've got no idea.
It's a 7, up 11. So that means, a low of 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it's getting a little chilly.
Well,
Night. Zoran's going to have to, I don't know, kill some sort of animal and wrap it around his neck or something. I don't know what Zoran does. Let's go. Let's take a look at the cloudy, the conditions of the sky this evening. This could play a role in the future flare arrow situation. Chris has got some dice in hand. He's looking eager to roll. Do me a percent, Chris.
70. 70.
It's cloudy tonight. Oh shit. Cloudy night. It means we're not getting a lot of starlight or moonlight. So it's pretty dark out here. We got a cloudy night. And you know what that means?
It means that I hope that Roland's baby is born naked.
There's a 42% chance of precipitation with those clouds in the sky. Let's go ahead and roll precipitation. 42%.
Go on, Amanda. You roll for your own. We're getting wet, not me.
Giggity.
65.
Oh, no precipitation, fortunately for you. So the weather is cloudy, but generally nice. The sunset at 6:39 p.m.
Fine, since I'm actually going out to go ahead.
Well, that was Bob with the weather. Wow.
That was me with back to you, JB's Jolly Bandits.
Oh.
Yeah, since I'm actually having a moment to prepare, I deliberately change clothes into a night suit, rub my face down with charcoal and all of my exposed skin, rub some herbs on to kill my scent, and basically do all of the little fiddly little bits to give me all the little extra bonuses towards hiding and being sneaky that I possibly can.
I kind of love this notion of like Zoran turning from woodsman to sort of ninja at night. You know what I mean? Because I mean, like all this stuff. So, yeah. So you can obviously do that. Zoran can obviously do that, and all of you can sort of see the transformation as sort of at the edge of camp.
You need a montage for that. You should have a montage.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like a montage. Tying the laces on the boot. Nice,
just like Commando.
Nice. Yes, exactly. All right, so Zoran is Amanda, describe to me kind of how Zoran is going to approach this. I will say I'll give you this is that Zoran is very well familiar with the tracks of these creatures, these particular 5 giants at this point. Although the tracks have been somewhat mangled by your companions and refugees and the like, but still.
Right. So am I reasonably certain that am I thinking that they came downriver, took the refugees, and then went inland to make a camp? Or am I thinking that they came from someplace else, made a camp, and then forayed to the river?
made
I
a
like
camp
that
and
word,
then foray
foray.
to the river.
Foray. Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to head back to
Yeah.
the camp and start my tracking from there. Then.
Yeah, I would say Zoran just like being, sort of familiar with the giants of the region and everything like that, has a general sense of sort of their behavior. And giants are actually fairly cowardly, in that they're really looking to prey on, make easy prey. And so they'll often, they come down from the mountains, wreak havoc, and then, head back into the mountains where, nobody can sort of hurt them with their ill-gotten
Well, I'm
gain.
going to go up into their fucking mountains and wreak havoc for them then and say it like that. Bastards. Sorry.
I mean, just because of it's a few bad apples. I mean, is that a sword?
No. Yes, it's a sword.
The
Sorry.
sword.
I noticed it was a bit dutty, so it needs a polish. I'm not rolling any dice at the moment.
I mean, you
so
just
I might as
don't
well
get, you
polish
just
it.
don't get this kind of entertainment in other live streams. Sword polishing.
Multiple live stream. Weapon, like forging steel, painting, Amanda's ghillie suit, AR-15, your role play, everything going on at once.
Seriously, an AR. We had an AR-15. That's right in the last session. All right, so I don't know if that made it into the video or not. I just kind of cut out the beginning part just to make it a little bit cleaner. So yeah, so describe to me Zoran's sort of plan.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make my way back to the giants' camp, and then them being the size that they are, the likelihood of their not leaving a trail seems to be really low. So first I'm going to hang out in the tree line next to the camp for a few minutes just to make sure that nothing else is occupying the camp, because I'm not completely stupid. And once I've established that there's nothing there, then I'll move in and basically quarter the area, find out everything that I possibly can about what they were up to, and then circle the perimeter to find out which direction they originally came from, and then start following the tracks back that way, all of while staying hidden and, keeping to the tree line and making as little noise as possible. Yes.
All right, well, go ahead and do me. Let's go ahead and do a couple of. Let's do an observation roll for sure, and a tracking roll.
Okay, let's start with the observation. That is 12 under 17. Cool, that's good. And then tracking. Ooh, possibly not. Tracking. Ooh, nope, just barely missed it. Damn.
All right. So the So Zoran is, examining the whole area and does find, there's some tracks that lead more towards the mountains, right? And so Zoran starts following these tracks, using light, following these tracks. And
Thing is, it has modifiers, doesn't it? Tracking. Like giants are extra pluses and go through trees and leave things and fucking holes and shit.
that might be true. In the Ranger's Handbook, there might be something regarding bonuses. Let's see here. I've got the Rangers.
Oh, good, because I don't have mine handy.
I was on your side there. So I was on your side there, sister. Trying to get that tracking rolling.
Yeah, I missed it. I missed the roll by 2, so yeah.
The thing is, if they're fresh, if the tracks are fresh, large, and all things like that, and there was rain, you get extra, I don't know. And there's even rules for following them for days. You can literally follow them for days and days and track them right back. Good luck, man. It's your dude. It's your dude's thing.
Yeah, we'll see. I actually didn't see anything good in the.
Nothing good.
I didn't see anything good in the. Hold on here. Let's see here. So.
I do get a +1 for every 2 creatures that are in the group, if that makes a difference.
Chance to track decreases.
There you go.
Okay, once trails found,
But
okay. Let's see here. Obvious evidence.
yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, the table 39 from the player's handbook, I believe. If it's,
soft or muddy, thick
yeah,
brush lines and reeds, occasional signs of passage, dust. I mean, God, these are good modifiers.
yeah,
Occasional signs of passage and dust, like that's anybody. You know, that's like essentially anybody who's not trying to cover their tracks.
pretty much.
And then two these +1, the +1 is good too. I mean, on the every 2 creatures. So so yeah, so Zorn then will make the check.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
So as Zorn is sort of heading out of the area, kind of like within maybe 100 yards in a 100-yard radius of the camp, there's signs here and there of the giants. Like you can just see that, like they went here or there, like, dug into a mole hole or took a shit or, pulled some debatable fruit things off of another tree, these kind of things. You can see that. That's all around that area, right?
Right.
And then but you notice like Zor notices heading more, continuing westerly, there are some older tracks. And it looks like there's about half a dozen giant tracks that you can see. It makes kind of like you kind of guess that it would these giants, there maybe that you had fought. It's about a half a dozen. You can't tell exactly. These are older tracks. These are like a couple of weeks, several weeks old, maybe even a month old. But we'll say more like a month old.
Did the campsite look like they'd been there, living there for a while? It was more than just like an overnight.
Yeah, it looked like the campsite looked like they had been probably there for about a month.
Okay.
You would say.
Wow.
And in questioning the refugees, the ones that were really, really destitute had been there for, as long as 3 weeks. And, and then those 2 that were unconscious in the cage that Roland had caught and saved them, in that case, those had been just, earlier that day. So, it's kind of a range of those 3 weeks. But following the older, maybe like month old track, Zorn finds, maybe an hour west, Zorn finds a evidence of like another campsite, right? Like some trees hacked down by like axes and like an old fire. It's Zoran can tell immediately it's a giant campsite because a lot of these hill giants, they're not really like, they don't hover over their defecations, and they don't like they're not careful in any way. They're just like chopping down whatever tree they want. Yes.
Just as a FYI, I don't know if any of the other folks in the group have tracking, but as I go, I leave subtle trail signs so that if somebody was to need to follow me, they would have a chance of doing so.
Okay.
Just as a general statement.
Okay.
Only rangers can really track into you.
Well, I mean, the tracking proficiency is available to anybody if they take it, but
yeah, it's really hard. It sucks. It's -8 though if you're on a ranger.
Fair enough.
But it's still, though, I mean, I kind of feel like at least Roland would know these signs because Zoran and Roland had been working together like for the last year.
We might have said something
just-
like, go to familiar points, like where you can along the way. Like there might be waypoints we know within the terrain that we've
There's
discussed.
just like a
where-
Z cut into the thing with a sword.
Yeah, exactly.
Tree.
Well, I mean, just
Is
like
that a
little
different
trail
show?
signs of like little piles of pebbles on one side, or a leaf stuck on a bare twig, or something that if you know what to look for, oh yeah, okay, there.
Right.
I love it.
Use playing cards, and I can use my gaming to track you.
I'm looking for the inside straight here. Let's see if she's over here. If he's over here. All right. So Zoran.
Boots of the rabbit.
So the most notable
So
thing
they are released.
Zoran sees though from this new camp is that there were clearly more. It was a much bigger camp. I mean, there were.
That's not good.
No.
Go ahead and make me another tracking check.
All right.
Or I don't know, observation. An argument could be made for observation as well. So it's you know what? Make me one of each. We're gonna do one of each because there's two things that you can notice here.
All right. One of each. Made one by 11 or made one by 6 and the other on the nose.
All right, so the like there are, you know, you can what's the one you made on the nose? Was that the
observation?
Yeah, so so in addition to the giants that you'd seen before, there's evidence of other creatures. And the camp is bigger. And Zoran kind of like looks around, and using his tracking, he's just like examining the whole scene and like pulling up little bits and pieces, and it seems clear to Zoran that there's some other oversized humanoid here other than giants. There's something else, some sort of other humanoid. Zoran has encountered, you know, a few different types of, you know, these kind of things like I don't know, like trolls and hobgoblins and ogres and things like that, you know, that nature. There's some other sort of, there's evidence of some other smaller humanoid here.
So smaller than a hill giant, but still a giant.
Or still bigger than most people, you know what I mean? Of humanoid type. I mean, even orcs are kind of bigger than
hobgoblin, which means anything between orc to man, like hobgoblin.
Yeah.
And so, you know, bigger than an ordinary creature, but not a giant. But you know, if you could, it's just the scene is so old, so there isn't like a lot. There's nothing to like. You're not catching the sense that you normally would, or things like that. Things that would really give you that clue as to what. I mean, if you could smell whatever these things were, you would. I mean, Zoran would know.
Yeah.
But not being able to smell, but still, nevertheless, Zoran sees that there are from here, there are actually two, well, really technically three trails. There's the one that Zoran followed to get here. Then there is one that heads like it heads north, or no, I'm sorry, southwest, like continuing towards the mountains, but like at a southwest, but also south. So it's like towards the mountains, the Crystalmist over there. And heading in that direction. And then also another trail that heads basically straight kind of to the north, following you. I mean, you would guess keeping a distance, but still, you know, following the river, you might say. The trail that heads to the Crystalmist Mountains, it looks like that was this whole group. I mean, like all of the giants and these other humanoids. Whereas
All right.
these two other paths seems to have split off. So it seems like the giants headed to the south, and these humanoids headed more upriver.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, firstly, I'm going to pull out my map of the area because I'm a cartographer and mark this campsite on my map, as well as the closest approximation that I can get of where all three trails are so that I can easily, get back and find it again because there's only one of me and I can only reasonably follow one trail. So once I've got all of that noted in so that somebody else can potentially follow up, then I'm going to follow the upriver trail.
All right. Yeah. So you've got it marked. Like I said, it's about an hour from the other camp, from the original camp. So, just over an hour away. Following the upriver trail. Okay, great. Yeah, starting to follow the upriver trail. Make me another tracking check.
Fair crack, Bob. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's use a different die this time. And yes, made it by 5.
All right, so Zoran starts following the trail. Now it's nighttime, and so Zoran's following this trail. Now it's like once Zoran starts following it, it seems fairly clear that this is not quite as old as the trail that you followed to here. Seems like maybe the humanoids stayed here for a few extra days, maybe a week even. Like as Zoran's moving outside of that area, that main encampment, there's evidence that there was foraging and gathering, and even some Zoran's seeing more slender branches. There's evidence that whittling and things were done, some building, and Zoran sees a broken spear, a sort of freshly made spear, but a broken spear in one spot, some paneling that might be used for some shields.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
so it seemed to be more prepared.
Yeah, so it looked like there was maybe some stuff happening here. And also, while doing that, he noticed that there were out in these more distant areas that there seems to be at least one more giant. One that is kind of moving about the entire area. And Zoran kind of examining the depth of a giant boot print. Appears it might be a bit heavier, maybe a bit bigger than those other hill giants you saw.
Next up from hill is stone, I think. Into the size hierarchy. I've slept since then. I don't know. Oh dear. Paying even more attention to not being observed, I continue to follow the trail.
All right.
Though if you want to leave me and go back to the others for a bit, I don't want to monopolize the play.
No, it's time to shine. It's your time to shine, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know.
It's not often Rangers get to do Ranger things. Roll with it.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's Hill, Stone, Frost, Fire, Cloud, Storm, and then Titan.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Oh.
All right, then. Okay, so yeah, I continue making my way and seeing what's there.
So Zoran is going to follow this trail. This trail is going to go for for some time. So
I'll follow it for an hour and a half or until something else happens. And then I'll mark where I am on my map, where the place where I turn back and head back, because I don't want to get too far in advance of the rest of the party.
yeah, that's fine. And I mean, when you're tracking also, like the boat would move faster upriver.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so you mark it, and to you it looks like this is a party of more than like at least a dozen humanoid like thing, maybe more, maybe even as many as 20. And then a giant appears to be amongst them. And then they stop, they camp, they don't do much to maintain an orderly or respectful camp. Like,
I don't like it, but I'm not surprised.
yes, it's not a surprising thing. So you mark it on the map.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on back at the camp? Are the rest of you doing anything except for resting?
I'm standing outside my wife's door, looking out, right, for Zoran's arrow, and I say, "Oh, it's cloudy tonight." That's where I'll start.
I've just found a good spot where I have a good overview of the camp, and I'm just keeping an eye out and waiting for Zoran to get back with the report.
Aren't we carrying on though? I thought he was. I see. I had a misunderstanding there. I thought, I don't mind what's happened, but I thought Zoran was like literally disappearing for days and days to find him right back to the place and then fly to where we were. But if he's decided to come back like sooner than I expected.
Well, no, but Zoran may have to come back in a hurry if Zoran runs into trouble. So I'm just keeping an eye out until we move.
Oh, I misunderstood. Yeah. I thought that I was only going for the course of the evening and then rejoining y'all.
That's the nature of roleplay, isn't it? That's what you do. That's okay. That's fine. So like, I'm thinking you're going to be gone for days.
Yeah, so I think
Roland just wants to get rid of the fucking ranger.
An outside observer, and then you can do whatever you want here. Zoran has already gotten some pretty good information, so it's not like it would be of no use to even just come back now. But I was under the impression that the Griffin handoff was implying that Zoran would meet up when he had reached of something of major consequence in order to fly back to the group and tell them.
Okay, then I'll continue on forward.
That was how I understood it. But you can, but Zoran can do. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Zoran is wiser than I am. So,
yes, but if you didn't understand that that's the agreement you were making as your character, you get to choose. I mean, it's your choice. So
I choose to uphold the group decision, which apparently is this. I will continue forward.
Very good.
Yeah, we want to find where they are, man, at one of their HQs or sub HQs, and then go and fucking thump them in the face.
And then I continue to follow the group of large humanoids plus one giant.
Large humanoids plus one giant. Now, the rest of you, what are you doing? The rest of you, overnight. You have an overnight, and then the plan is to leave the next day. Is that what you're sort of thinking?
Yeah.
And are we confirming your guards are sending your Sergeant Yavish and it can't be Yavish. That's Davish River. I didn't name him Yavish. Yarrow.
Yarrow, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Sergeant Yarrow.
Yarrow, Y-A-R-O, and then I can't see what the last letter is.
Y-A-R-R-O is how I had it.
That's it then, Yarrow.
All right, so and then I would just confirm, so Yarrow and the two bowmen are taking the bodies back to Hollowborough?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
And
certainly.
the refugees will be going back as well in the same boat.
Okay, they'll love that.
Some corpses to keep them warm.
Uh-huh. They can snuggle up. They can use them like blankets. They can just kind of bury themselves underneath the corpses.
Alive
Yeah.
is
Use
better
them
than
like a
not
windbreak.
alive.
Mhm.
You lot, what you like.
You like what you like?
Mm.
The heart has its strangeness.
Snuggle under body pile. I didn't
Like you do.
realize that was a frequently.
You lot have bridged
Nice
so
thing.
many lines in Wales, it's unbelievable.
Don't kink
What?
shame.
What's lines in Vale?
Forget-
We're not doing that in this
Forget
game.
what are they?
Yeah, what the fuck are they?
I'm starting something now. Oh, man. Carry on.
Yeah. I mean, as you
So I just had a
described.
vignette, Bob, for my scene, like a little vignette on the boat, standing outside the missus's cabin, listening to them speaking their weird fucking gypsy language, which I haven't managed to learn, and like looking around with my sword, anxious, and like looking at the sky and checking over at Tarkus and Truckton, and I don't even bother checking on Grey Ash because he's probably a kip. Spelling.
Or reading one of his bloody books.
Yeah, I'm probably resting, reading the book. Spend like 5 minutes trying to wrestle a bracer of AC5 onto my the familiar, but they probably have nothing to do with that. Like you put, like I get it on them, but then they do the cat thing, or they just like freeze up and then just like flop onto their side, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Can you use that? I
The
wonder.
other day, I just
I
stuck a
don't.
sticky label to her back, and she was like, "Nope, not moving." But she loves clothes.
Yeah, I
Or
don't know
are
if
you-
familiars
or are
can
you-
use magical items. I don't know how that works.
There are some items that are specifically made for certain animals. Like they probably have collars. Actually, to be honest with you, that are magical.
Oh yeah, it's probably magical collars. Yeah.
Horseshoes.
But I'm amused by this notion of like Grey Ash walks over to like sneak up on the cat and on Black Smoke and like tries to put the thing on the leg, but actually it's not the leg. It's like 6 feet away because it's a display for pieces.
It's the fucking bottom of the chair.
It swats at me, and I'm also 6 feet away.
That's right. That's so funny. So the I don't believe that the bracers of defense would help. Because I think it has the AC5. I think its AC is better than that, isn't it? From its
I don't
hide.
know. Splicer Beast.
AC of 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, it's AC4. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so their base AC is 4, so it wouldn't do anything other than be magical.
Okay.
All right. You need like a a collar of protection AC, +2 or
As if a
like that,
collar
or-
of protection is in this module.
Well,
Imagine.
you can
Boot-
make collars.
Booties of flying.
Hmm.
There needs to be a custom-made magic item that gives cats thumbs.
Hmm.
Oh God.
Custom, didn't it?
Nothing can stop them anymore.
The gloves of ultimate power. They give you thumbs. Cats.
You need
Mhm.
Did the cat people that they invented for the more modern editions, do they have?
Tabaxi.
Yeah. Weren't they actually
Tabaxi,
introduced in that Castle Amber?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's where they first. All right, so you awaken the next morning, and as Zoran is returning, has probably returned a few hours before you all woke up.
I didn't think I was coming back.
Oh, you're not coming back anymore. Never mind. Right? Yes.
No, I just left the party.
Yeah, just left the party. That's right. I forgot. We're just gonna follow Zoran from now on. Zoran versus the Spider Queen.
I'm happy for a move forward to the Kislev, or whoever it is. the Sterich.
Istivin, yeah, I'm sure you are happy to.
Istivin,
Unfortunately,
sorry.
the universe has other plans.
I bet it does.
So you undo you break apart your camp. Sergeant Yarrow, sir, thank you for entrusting me with this important job.
Yeah.
I ensure that these refugees make it home safe, and those that have fallen in defense of your will are honored properly and taken care of.
I clasp him on the shoulder and I say, make sure they have a good burial, and make sure no matter what happens on the way back, if you get ambushed, one of you try and get back, because we must warn the keep. Because if there's other giants gone downriver and we've missed them, the keep could be at risk and the people. So if you really have to, abandon everything and fucking run along the river. Like, if all else fails, don't be afraid to get back. Like, I tell him that exclusively. Because I fear he
I
might
understand,
be kidnapped.
my lord.
Killed.
Terrible choices
Yes.
sometimes must be made in war. It seems as though we might be a part of such a thing. Never
Yes,
did I
I will.
believe or imagine it would be such when I signed up to defend your keep, swear myself to your service, my lord, but
I've decided those of you that have come first to visit me will be called the Raven Guard and will wear a special medal or motif. Not.
I'm honored.
That normally appears.
I thought with your concerns over the overuse of Raven, that perhaps...
Yes, but he's not very bright, is he? The Wing, I will call you the Dark Wing. Yes, good thinking.
The Dark Wing?
Yeah, or something like that.
Okay.
It's under consultation. But we'll have a name and a medal for the original group. Is what I suggest. But yeah, Raven does get abused. Raven's Bluff, Raven's Cove, Raven's Post.
I was just funny. There was that scene where like Roland says, "I've used ravens too much. I don't know. It's overused now." All right, so so everybody starts getting, you guys get back into your medium boat. Yes, Amanda.
Just a quick question. If I intersect the river at any point, or will my trail intersect the river at any point, Rob?
You're going to be within, Zoran is going to be well within range of the river, and at times it gets pretty close, and Zoran will see that during his travels that there are times when the humanoid creatures seem to go to the river, perhaps to fetch water. So it's within range.
Anytime I'm close enough in my tracking that I can easily, detour over to the river without losing the trail, I do so and deliberately leave a little sign for Roland to basically say, yeah, still on the trail.
Yeah, Zoran has not got the speed of one of these riverboats, of course, right. But he does have you went in, we're searching around a little bit and stuff. It's still like a good 6-8 hour head start. So,
basically, as they go up the river, they'll eventually overtake where I am, but at least the first couple of points, they'll, yep, okay, I was here. Yep, I was there. Yeah.
All right. So, the group of you begin your travels back upriver, and Sergeant Yarrow, the 2 remaining crossbowmen, the 8 refugees, and the 5 fallen soldiers head in the opposite direction. Yarrow gives one final salute before he continues on. Yeah, and the big wheel keeps on rolling. Proud Mary. Rolling on the river. All right, so yes, your group begins to travel upriver, or downriver, really. So you're moving fairly quickly, and this is hill country. It's like we've it's been stated as not ad nauseum is that this is a this is edge of civilization kind of stuff. For those, probably Tarkus would know this most of all. Probably really only Tarkus would know this, but it's considered sort of like a backwater nation by many. By others, it's considered an opportunity. But there is, like compared to its the nation to which it is a vassal of, Kaeland, it's like, Kaeland is the noble lords and the knights and the the whole like medieval court style nation, whereas Sterich is this sort of rustic, rugged frontier land.
Don't pay tax.
Yeah, well, and also the people who were like assigned there were like, lesser nobles and things like that, and when others had earned land, like Roland, where it's not really necessarily like they've done a service to the kingdom or I don't know, they were owed a favor or somebody married into a family or whatever, it's that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
So it's not really looked highly upon, and it's mostly ignored for the most part at this point in its history. The following day's travel is without incident. Roland does notice. Roll me 2d4s, Chris, and tell me what you get each of the dice. Two 4-sided dice, and tell me what you got.
Okay, 1 sec then. So 2d4. 1 sec. Chaos dice. 2d4.
I got the chaos
I
card.
got a 2 and a 2. How boring. A 2 and a 2.
Oh, 4. That's good. Okay.
Huh, okay.
Are we sure?
I'll take your word for it. Even Stevens, 2-2.
Let's see here.
Just made a gorgeous cup of tea. It's amazing.
We do a cup of tea right now.
Go, mate, one day.
It's fine.
Do you like strong tea, Dave, or weak?
I like my tea.
I make it strong and then add milk until it's weak again. Usually.
Canned. Yeah. I'll just leave my
That's
tea
the way
bag
to
in.
do it, to be honest with you.
I drink coffee.
You're crazy.
I wonder what I see. What has happened, GM? Tell us.
I know, I'm trying to tell you.
Sorry.
So there is pass through this particular area where the river really cuts through kind of a stony spot. There's a few, like there must have been at some sort of like time in ancient history, some sort of
cut through the mountains.
An earthquake or tectonic things, or maybe just a high level wild mage. But something happened here and it made everything go wild, and so the rivers kind of cut through this stone here, and actually Lavina, Roland, kind of points it out to you while Roland's busy, but like she drags him to the deck, and I'm kind of thinking of actually making the Valcadians have a Southern American accent, because it's one I can actually do on the regular. We're doing it. Amanda gave me a thumbs up, so we're doing it.
Good by me.
Okay, so Lavina comes up Now you wouldn't believe what this particular part of the river might just look like.
I'll look
Hmm.
around. It's
A
an
lord
unusual.
should spend some time observing his lands. And here we're on the outskirts of Ravensland. Who knows? Of your kingdom, of your I don't know, what would it be called? Like your lord,
Domain.
your
Fiefdom?
domain. Yeah. Fiefdom.
The
Yeah.
nest.
Come in.
Fiefdom sounds pretty good. Domain or fiefdom. So she says, this is not technically your lands for now, but you can see there's this natural feature here from this long ago events. And as you kind of move around this curve and the sunlight is hitting it, there's the stone here has got these it's just banded with this mica, and it's reflecting like off of the sun, and it's just sort of creating this like lighted iridescent corridor that is
Yeah, I can
just
totally
the
imagine it.
wall. Yeah, but the whole floor of the river and everything like that.
Wow.
And a couple of the Valcadians on board, as you're moving through the area, they, reach out a couple of nets as you're moving by and scoop down into the soil, and bring the nets up and kind of dump it out on the boat's deck there. And, as they're kind of like picking through it, you can see little bits of like, semi-precious gems like the mica and things
Wow.
like that, and
Oh, yeah, like silk
stars and
gem
stuff.
kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah. So
Dust.
they grab and one of them holds a bigger chunk up, and he says, now, Roland, I know you know that these things are considered lucky.
What's it pointing to? The dust, the diamond.
The mica piece. Yeah, like the chunk.
I guess it should be, but I've always had to make my own luck, my friend.
Lavina says, now the kids back in Hollowborough, they do love these little trinkets. We like to bring them back. You might, now that you've seen them here, now you've seen us collect them, you're going to see them all. You'll notice them everywhere, all over town. Most people that make the trip will pick up a little scoop.
Yes, maybe I should protect the place to stop it being overused and keep it according to your traditions. Or maybe we should exploit it and make some good money. What do you think?
I think you should let me do the thinking.
I'll laugh, actually. I'll nod.
Now, I do like the idea of that making a statue down on Dusty Rose Cove.
We should have a shrine here as well to your people if it is special. To your way. I would hate for it to be exploited.
She brushes your hair back, kind of looks at you and says, now that is sweet, but we've got bigger problems right now.
Not as
Gotta
sweet as the
solidify your
wine.
position. You know that people don't like you very much.
This is true. I am loath to speak. And as you say, sweet, but pour me another glass, my love.
She pours him another glass. Now, us getting this chance to meet Earl Quachard, it's a good opportunity for us to make a good impression. And by that, I mean, you should keep your mouth shut, and you should let your friend Tarkus do most of the talking.
I nod. I am more suited to the battle than I am to the rod of command as such.
Oh no, you're a great commander when you got a sword in your hand and something to aim it at.
I swig the wine like down a bit quick. Come, let us rest. It has been a busy day.
She says, "That's a good idea." She kind of goes and takes a rest. You make it through the rest of the day. There's really no problems. And you know, on you also notice a couple of signs from Zoran along the river's edge. You know, Zoran's okay, even though you haven't communicated. There's, you know, Zoran's personal sigil or the various
Does somebody keep a diary of our events, like day 4, arrived at the river? Is anybody doing that in the party? Because I can't write, really.
No.
Thorin actually does keep a journal, but obviously he's not with y'all right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Zoran's like, day 2 without the party. Finally fucking quiet again.
So much quieter.
At least poor Zoran didn't meet JB. Never
God.
quite with JB around.
Zoran and JB
That's
wouldn't
the point.
have gotten along.
I do find Tarkus on deck at some point and like say to him, Tarkus, we soon will approach the earldom. It has come under good advice that I should let you do most of the talking for me. What say you?
Of course, my brother. What is it specifically that you like? What? And here I can't even find words. What exactly are your objectives so that I can put them forward on your behalf?
Well, the main worry of mine is the wall that my approach Sterich from the lands of the giants or come to threaten my people or the people of Hollowborough. Beyond that, I must seek some kind of understanding with the Earl for a longer term arrangement. Although, if you talk to Lavina, she has plans. I sound like a bit worried.
All right, so Zoran continues to travel alongside the river, and
I point out those signs as well when we see him to the party. Like, oh, there's one, there's another.
yeah, and so on the 3rd day of travel, the boat overtakes Zoran's pace. And
How slow is that griffin?
Oh, I'm not on the griffin. I'm using the griffin as an oh crap, I need to escape thing.
Yes.
Yeah, if I'm going to be tracking, I need to be on the ground and paying attention.
Yeah. Go ahead and make another tracking check for me. You don't really need to make tracking checks. I was just reading this, like once you've got a trail, it's like you can stick to it. You don't have to keep making it.
Made it by 2.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna, if you did awesome, I would have you figure out some new details. So the boat is moving along, and there is little issue with the trip. You're again moving through hill country, so there's little, you know, there's trees, copses here and there. There's places where, you know, you can see pretty far. There's places where you can't see very far at all. And the river is fast moving and cold. I read about that today. I found that small detail. It's fast moving and cold, so you're making good time. Let me roll and see. We got a 42% chance of precipitation today. Come on. Oh my god, that's a 31, you guys.
Oh dear.
Weather in the world of Greyhawk.
Well.
Precipitation. Let's see here. Required minimum chance to continue, chance of rainbow. Not allowed in. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So it's not going to be. It's not going to be a blizzard. I'm so confused.
The blizzard.
I think it just rains and there's so many millimeters rain or something, or inches rain or whatever. Depends. Normal precipitation according to its area. It's a right twat of a chart.
If you roll a nat
No,
100,
okay,
it
so
rains
somebody
rose.
roll me percentile.
Who's doing it?
Roll dice. I'm rolling it.
Dave's called it.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
29.
29.
Better than my 70.
Yeah.
29.
I rolled a 2.
Bombing the
We get-
GM.
You get all three at the
6,
same
9,
time.
48, 12.
Roll me neat. Okay, so Amanda, roll me a d12.
Oh boy.
Higher's better.
12 dragons.
Yes, indeed.
It's a werewolf.
There we go. 9.
9. Okay, so pretty much all of your day travel on this third day. Heavy fog. You can barely see. Now, the Volcanians who have
Slow
been
down.
traveling the river, I mean, they know this river like the back of their hand. So they slowed the boat down to about quarter its normal rate. But
Add
continue.
light.
Yeah, they continue to move. And because of that,
What I like about these Valcadians, they just don't stop. Yeah, carry on, sorry.
no, they don't. They don't. They're river people, man. Time is money. That's how they survive, you know.
They will be my greatest allies of people.
Oh, they're the
Yeah,
best.
sorry.
Yeah, having people up and down the river is so great.
Yeah, I slow down and keep going.
I feel like the Valcadians would be jugglers too. I'm just gonna say that out loud. I mean, it's felt like right in my head. So Zoran notices as he's traveling that there is he's about, he's been moving through this fog, which is really dense, especially on the river, kind of near the river, but there's been this fog that Zoran's been moving through. And he sees through the fog like glowing orange light as if from a campfire. And so yeah, I'm not gonna turn to scream. So what would he like to do? Zoran is like the campfire is more riverside. Zoran's not too far from the river right now. He probably, we know when he catches the campfire, he would guess that it's fairly close to the river, and Zoran's maybe, a couple hundred feet. I don't know what you could see like a bright campfire through fog, but I feel like it would be a bit of a beacon.
Yeah. I'm going to specifically start turning around every little bit so that I can make landmarks for when I'm coming back the other way, because I know how easy it is to get lost in fog, and I don't want to. And also, I've heard about like will-o'-the-wisps and foxfire and whatnot, and things leading people away off into the wilderness to their certain doom, and I don't want to. So yes, I'm going to very, very slowly and carefully creep up on it, but I'm taking the time to not lose what's going on. And I'm as much listening and scenting as I am anything else because my vision's not the greatest with the fog right now.
Yeah, your vision is only clear, believe it or not, for 2 feet, but you can still see beyond that.
Yeah.
Does it kill
Which
infravision?
is
It does, doesn't it, fog? Because it's like a heat, like a cold. I don't know how your infravision works in this game. It's just you see it and you just see, like in dark.
I had thought that it was basically a heat vision, but I could be very wrong.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. 'Cause I don't have it.
I mean, so it says it's written as heat vision, but we've always sort of played it more like dark vision, like where
Yeah,
you
we have.
kind of see
Yeah.
in the dark, because it's
Okay.
just like, I mean,
But
heat
we
vision.
don't have thermograph vision. It has kind of like we have like green scope vision, don't we? Kind of thing.
Well, both heat vision and night vision are affected by the same things. So a cloud, if dense
Or a
enough,
fog, yeah.
yeah,
I just
can
wondered. Right, yeah.
hide heat behind it.
Okay.
I mean, fog is just a cloud at a
Yeah.
very low level.
Yeah. But yeah, basically, I very slowly and carefully make my way towards the campfire, stopping every few feet to make sure that I'm still hidden and that I'm basically going to be sneaking up rather than getting snuck up on.
All right, well, why don't you I'll roll your movements, move silently and hide in shadows.
Okay.
Okay. What's your height? What are they?
Considering I've got the extra bits from the charcoal and the other precautions that I took, my actual hide in shadows comes out to 104, but I know that anything above a 95 is still a failure regardless.
And what's that's the movement silently or the hide in shadows?
That's the hide in shadows. The move silently is 95.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Only
Again with the
95.
precautions.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, I wouldn't ordinarily tell you this, but I actually rolled a 0-1 for the move silently. So your Lord is moving the silentest that's ever been silented. Having a 95% and rolling a 1% is about as silent as you can be, and then also doing doing fine in the shadows as well.
Awesome. Yes, I scamper forward to the sound of pizzicato violins, except not.
So Zoran moves closer and is able to see a kind of a rugged campsite up ahead. Not right on the river's edge, but just up the embankment, maybe 15, 20 feet in from the river's edge, close to the water. There are, let's see, make an observation check. I'm like XP mining.
Yay! Made it by 3.
All right, so it's pretty clear to Zoran that there are kind of 3 groups of people that are collected together. There are a man and a woman and their son, you would say. Son's maybe 16 years old. The man and the woman, they look like, fairly rugged woodsmen, although they're, they probably live in a house. They're not like Zoran woodsmen, but they're like, they live on the borderlands, the edge of society, all these people do. There's also another man and a younger man who you would guess is also his son, but they're the other. In this case, the son is still an adult as well, but you can see the resemblance between them. And then there is a pregnant woman.
Oh,
she's sort of sitting around. They're all sitting around the fire. There's
He's the one that was given off giant footprints.
There are so there's like a bunch of like Zoran can see like there's gear. They have gear, but it's like a weird mishmash of like stuff. Like it doesn't really seem like they're prepared for wilderness travel with what they have. Like there's even like they're eating out of a crate. There looks like to be like filled with like dried beef. Like there's an it's a whole crate of it that they've got. Um and then there's like but then again like uh the pregnant woman has bedding like a bedroll, but none of the rest of them have bedrolls. They're like literally sleeping on the ground. They all look worse for wear. Zoran looking at him sees like, displaced people.
Gotcha. Oh Lord. Can I tell from the campsite about how long they've been in this particular spot? Is this like an overnight, or have they been here for a few days?
It looks like they've been there for maybe 2 or 3 days.
Hmm.
Not like that long, but they've been there for a couple of days at least.
Hmm. Oh boy. On the one hand, okay, and these are clearly humans. They're too
Yeah,
small
yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
the.
They're humans. They're humans.
So these are not the people that I've been following. Then definitely not.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no.
How close or how old is the trail that I've been following versus the age of the campsite?
Yeah, so like now that you're kind of approaching the campsite, you can see that there's a trail that is newer that also heads, further up, like further north. It occasionally intersects with the trail that Zoran's been following, but that seems more incidental than intentional. Um, and their trail seems like just days old. It looks like they were traveling from the north down and they've come down here, like along
So
the river.
so either the people that I've been following are far enough ahead that these folks have completely just that they started out long after my people had already gone by, or they managed to completely coincidentally just avoid each other.
Yeah, you can make those inferences if you'd like.
Perhaps the GM would like to shed some more information as to which of those two is more likely.
I mean, like there, it seems as though that the original trail that Zorn was following was old, was pretty. I mean, it was a pretty old trail, but it was made by so many people and stuff that it was, Zoran could follow it. Now, if this was just a single traveler through the woods, this would be long gone. It'd be hard to tell. But these folks, the trail that they have come in on is a couple days old. So there does seem to be some likelihood that they might not have crossed paths. I mean, the two groups, one traveling north, one traveling south.
Okay. Can I make some kind of a mental estimate as to how quickly the riverboat would be traveling? I mean, I don't know that they've slowed down, obviously, but um, would I do I think that they've already overtaken me, or do I think that they're still behind me?
Um, you know that they overtook you.
Okay.
Um, make an intelligence check for Zoran.
Um, Pretty sure. Yes. Yes, made by 5.
Maybe, okay, so I think then that would give Zoran a decent shot at like a seamanship kind of thing. And Zoran would know that the boat, maybe he overheard them talking on the boat, like some of the boatmen were like over talking. Zoran was trying to pick because Zoran loves languages, so Zoran
Of
was trying
course.
to pick up some of the patois that these riverboat people speak, which is like it's like the common tongue, but it's just so weird that it's hard to pick up every word. And heard them mentioning about, traveling through different weather phenomena and it's like, oh, it'll take 5 days depending on good weather. And like, somebody asked, like, well, what are some weather circumstances? And one of them was fog would slow the boat down. So there's a chance Zoran might, I mean, wouldn't know for sure, but they did overtake Zoran, but there's also a chance that Zoran might have then overtaken them because
Gotcha.
they're probably moving fairly slow through the fog.
Right. And do I know, are we still in Roland's territory or have we crossed into somebody else's by now?
You cross into somebody else's by now.
Okay. Huh. So this isn't technically Roland's problem, but it could be. Yeah, screw it. Um, what kind of weapons are they displaying? And how pregnant is she?
I mean, they have like weapons, I might say, like, all right, so the older man who has the adult son has a fairly rusted looking longsword, and you see like lying up against like a nearby stone is like a kind of rusty, battered old shield. It doesn't have heraldry, does Zoran?
I don't think so. No, I do not.
All right, and then you can see that everybody in camp seems to be keeping their their food knives, their cooking knives that most people carry.
Yeah.
Close at hand, but they don't seem like none of them wearing armor or they're not provisioned for fighting.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you can murder them all really easily if you wanted to at any point.
You could do that.
The intrusive thoughts have lost for the day. I am not JB. Okay. Right then. So I will keep at least one tree between me and them just in case. And then just really loudly clear my throat as more of a, hey, there's a throat over here that's being cleared. You should pay attention.
All right. So, are you making yourself visible or just clearing your throat?
At the moment, I'm staying behind a tree just in case I've misread the situation, but I'm not actively attempting to hide. I'm basically just maintaining cover.
All right.
Then again, I am ridiculously well hidden anyway, so
yeah, basically impossible to see, especially and totally silent leading up to that moment. All right, great. Well, let's take our little mid-session break here because I think this is a good time. I got to pee and I want to get another drink. So my throat's a little bit. I've been sick actually. Just a child. What can I say? So let's take a little quick 5-minute break and we will get back to it. And don't worry, guys. I'm getting everybody back together. I'm getting the band back together.
Sorry, guys.
I've had entire sessions which just been like grey ash time.
Yeah, you get one of those, bro.
Well, I'm back.
Welcome back.
We haven't been able to play any in-person games here at my house recently, and it's made my in-game snack situation really dire because I've gone through all of the snacks that people left behind.
That means
You
that
You got
we
to
should
keep your
play in
energy up
person
if you
again.
can.
I know, I would love to. I was actually going to think about throwing out a game soon.
Yes, please. Just not this weekend. This weekend's full.
No.
Thank
When
you.
is it?
Yeah, I'm peopling 5 days in a row. I can't people.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you okay?
Well, I mean, yesterday was my birthday, and today I'm doing
Happy
this.
Oh, happy
birthday!
birthday.
Thank you. And tomorrow I've got bullshit, and then Saturday I've got a session 0 for another possible game, and then Sunday I'm meeting my family for brunch. And yes, it's all lovely things, but it's all people.
Right.
People.
That's a lot of peopling.
It's peopling.
So what'd you do for your
Break.
birthday?
Yeah.
My
Happy
mother and my
birthday,
pseudo.
Amanda.
Thank you. Yeah, my mother and my pseudo sister took me out to Longhorns, and then fed me cake, and I got rubber ducky dice.
Oh,
They're
nice.
adorable. They've got little teeny tiny rubber duckies inside them. They're adorable. Yes.
Dining and dice.
Yeah, basically.
Dining and dice. I love it.
Yes.
Jelly.
Yeah, we haven't got. I've been. So I came across some pretty cool stuff. I found the final audio of our last session of Junior Braves,
Oh.
the Apocalypse, which I hadn't ever like because I put those up online.
Mm-hmm.
I edited them, and they're actually fairly popular. People had watched them.
Cool.
And I felt really bad though for not having like the final session on there because it's like you don't get to see what the end of it is. But
so you put it up there.
Yeah. I found our Troika session that we had.
Wow. I'd still love to finish that at some point, but it seems like it's been long enough that maybe the ship has sailed.
Or maybe it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
I've got Troika. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. Did you go that far?
Brilliant in the British sense, yes. In the American sense, not so much.
It's wild. It's just it's crazy. The scene, the setting is very unusual, isn't it? It's all islands and crazy Baron Munchausen level opium.
That's a perfect like analog, I think.
Indeed.
All right, is everybody back?
I'm back.
I am.
I'm fourth.
Fourth.
Yes, everyone else is back, so I shall be fourth.
Fourth?
Never mind.
Back and forth?
Fourth.
All right, so you've been traveling up the river, and Zoran makes this little coughing noise, and you can see the man with the rusty long sword. You know, he picks up the sword and kind of like stands up, and his son, the younger adult, kind of like stands up and sort of stands in front of the pregnant woman, knife drawn, sort of in your general looking in your general direction, just from where the sound came from, but nobody's like looking at Zoran, you know.
Yeah.
And then the others kind of like scurry up or turn to look or whatever. Come free. Who are you? Leave us be.
I have no intention of molesting you, though it would be advantageous for you to explain how you came to be here.
Come out from wherever you are. You're scaring these people, says the older man.
There are far more frightening things than me in these woods. I take one step away from the tree and like deliberately move. And yeah,
Into the light,
yeah.
all in black.
Oh, I swapped out for my day
Wow.
run and stuff accordingly, but
Oh,
still.
no. just like the dark elf steps out of the shadows. Like, no, they can't even tell the difference. It's just this black, literally like dark elf. Um, all right. He kind of lowers the sword. He says, "Woodsman, we are travelers. We've come from Mountain's Edge, town nearby. It's near the Crystalmist Mountains. In the shadows were woodsmen, hunters. It was a village." He kind of trails off, and the pregnant woman speaks up. "It was attacked by giants. They came from the mountains. My husband, my parents." She begins to sob. "Yes, my wife too, my daughter as well. Me and my son, we made it out."
My condolences on your losses. Where do you plan on going?
Well, we planned to travel to the village of Crossover, where they've got that ferry. Take the trip across. From there, we were going to head further east, town called Tall Pines. And my brother lives in the town. It's in the northernmost reaches of the Jotuns. But when we got to near Crossover, things were strange. There was a group of travelers, a big group, maybe a dozen or so. We heard them arguing. We heard arguing first. Deep, rough voices, along with those of people like us. Traders, kin, people who are trying to make a life. Then there were screams. The woman, the pregnant woman says, We didn't know what was going on, but we all started to run. We grabbed what we could. They were chasing us. They weren't human. Big, burly. Yes. Ogres. I didn't see them myself. We got away. But we've been traveling south from there since. They gave us chase for a bit, but turned around. Easier prey. Merchants and travelers they had grabbed. Plus those in that caravan had fully loaded cargo, wagons, horses. We had nearly nothing. And what we did have, most of it we left behind in the running. We've been hoping to catch sight of a boat, get someone to help us cross so we can continue our journey to Tall Pines.
There is a boat. It's possible that they haven't already overtaken me. Were I you, I would make immediately for the river. And I point off in the appropriate direction. And wait there for, I would say, at least 2 days to be certain that they haven't already been, well, they've surely been slowed by this fog, so I'm not certain whether they've already overtaken me or not. But I think 2 days would be certain one way or the other. If they've not overtaken me, then that would give them time to come up the river and you could intercept them. If they have already overtaken me, then After 2 days, you would know that they'd already passed by and could continue your way on foot, for I have no way of assisting you personally in crossing the river.
What do you know of the town to the south, Hollowborough? We'd hoped that maybe we could cross there if it's safe.
Lord Raven is a friend to refugees, particularly if they have any sort of useful skills. He also, I suspect, would have a tender place in his heart for the young lady. I sort of nod at the pregnant woman. Rob, about how far is it to the river from here?
Like 20 feet.
Oh, okay. So it's not like I would need to escort them. All right.
No,
Okay.
no. I mean, they're basically on the river. They've been close enough to easily get water, but not so close that anything would see them if they were on the river,
Gotcha.
So,
Then yes, I would recommend that you stay here. There could very likely be a boat coming relatively soon. And if one does come, then Lord Roland would be the one to speak to. Give him my name, Zoran, and he should be willing to give you whatever assistance that he reasonably can. He's on a mission of his own, and I will not promise that he'll put his own mission in danger for you, but I'm confident that he'll give you whatever help he can without causing further issues. Worst case scenario. Pardon?
we need little more than to cross the river. We'll go on from there.
They should be able to do that at the very least.
The other
What
man's
else?
there with his wife and the teenage son. He says, I'll let him speak for himself. We're without food. We have little clothing. Other than this crate of beef jerky, we've got nothing to travel on ration-wise. We're dragging along a pregnant woman with us through the woods. Our wagon and horse and wagon would be what we're looking for. Any additional help? It seems as though to the north, though, that might be dangerous.
I would not advise north. I would make for Hollowborough, personally. That would, I think, be your place of greatest safety. My companions and I have already destroyed a party of giants further south in these woods, though it's possible that there are others roaming in the area. I would advise being careful. Rob, how long do you think it would take me to go hunt down a deer?
I don't know, an hour, maybe.
All right, yeah. Um, watch for the ship. I will see what I can do about the food situation. At the very least, fresh meat would be better for the young lady than salt beef.
All right.
I'm gonna go shoo, pew pew, twang twang, pronghorn, whatever. Yes.
All right. Yeah, just make a hunting check.
All right. And 9 under 14, so 5 under.
All right, yeah. You managed to get yourself a black spotted local deer and
Excellent.
food.
I will.
And
Yeah, I'll drag that back to him. Suggest that they use the pelt for.
wait, do you hear it? And the pregnant woman says, and I see lights too. And the man I can't, the fog is too thick. Make an observation roll for Zoran.
Yeah, that's a nat 1.
Oh, okay, then yeah. So Zoran notices the fog is kind of swirling, and Zoran, is kind of takes a look at like the weather, the wind patterns of how things are moving, and kind of gets positioned in a particular little rocky outcropping, and it's as though like the current of the river and a breeze comes through, and Zoran gets a pretty good look at the approaching water lily, the Roland's medium-sized boat, and
And with the speed of narrative appropriateness, the boat arrives.
I mean, the timing wouldn't be that crazy. Zoran goes out and hunts. I don't know. I'm not keeping like detailed records on travel. Oh, probably should be though, right? When we're playing old school D&D here, right?
Oh.
Be tracking.
You're forgiven, Bob.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, you can see the ship. It's not clear that they see you. They're moving fairly slowly.
I pull out the continual light necklace and just sort of by the river's edge to, hey, excuse me. Hello, right here. Yeah.
A will-o'-the-wisp, go nowhere near it. Oh no, it's not will-o'-the-wisp.
Yeah, so those on the ship you see, I mean, who might be looking over, it's on the third day, so this would be, I don't know, we'll say middle of the third day. You guys see this kind of light, and you hear Zoran, muted.
Mm.
Look up here, look up here, look up here.
Observe them, I guess.
Are they just gonna stop? I don't hear Amanda.
Oh,
Can you?
are we going to stop?
Did you get me?
I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
You're soft.
Barely.
That's weird. Can you hear me now?
You're still
No.
Hmm.
Unplug and plug back in.
I can hear them. Just quietly.
Nah, she went right down like it wasn't picking up the mic.
Is that better?
No.
No, it does. I would agree with Chris. It almost sounds like it switched to picking up from your computer rather than your mic, because we can hear you, but it's just that has a. Hold on, say that again. Oh yeah.
Is that better? All right, I plugged
yeah.
into a different USB port.
Now it's perfect. It's back to what it was.
Okay.
The classic.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome then. So yeah, I will continue to wave and yell and make a fool and jump around, and if they don't show any signs of slowing down, then I will pull out a flare arrow and put one in the deck.
I think I hear it from within. Probably one of the Valcadians.
You all hear it. You all hear somebody. You hear Zoran yelling. Everybody. You see a light bouncing up and down. You hear Zoran yelling.
Right then.
Oh, they've returned.
Suddenly you hear like, over here.
Look,
over
the
here!
signal.
Command the boats pulling.
You hear,
definitely.
For the love of God, just come over here.
Don't make me sell my nudes. Come on. All right.
Yeah, pull the boat over into like a Nestle area.
Yeah. I mean, you do have your rowboat, that is with your boat. It's like, you go over the edge and stuff.
Dispatch that. Dispatch the little rowboat, man, so we don't have to row into shore. It's vulnerable. We're vulnerable at shore.
Yeah. Ain't that for sure.
For sure.
Send dispatch rowboat Lavinda.
Who's on the rowboat?
Who wants to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
There you go.
Well, you have to bring the anchor.
Exactly.
I'm staying on deck by my missus.
I don't
All
need
right.
to get on the boat. I can watch from the shore. From the
Yeah,
boat, I mean. The other
I-
boat.
Call for
Marcus,
the
It
refugees
looks
to
like there's
join me on the shore.
refugees there. I point
All
out to
right, so
Tarkus,
it's
he'll soon jump
literally
on the boat now.
Tuctrin goes on the boat. That's it. And Zoran is like waiting there on the shore. I'm feeling a little Lord of the Ringsy here. Reunited and it feels so good. As the dwarf and the elf meet on the riverbank. Yeah, so the rowboat hits the edge there, and there's there's excited apprehension, I would say, from the people that are there. I mean, these would still qualify as refugees, but these people look like they left their home on purpose, and they had stuff, but now
Now they have less stuff.
yeah, they have less stuff. They're in better shape than the ones you rescued from the hill giants for sure, but
Hmm.
They got out quick.
So,
Rather
there must be a
than
lot of displaced people.
that's what I'm
If we've
thinking.
already run into
Mhm.
2 batches in this short journey.
Right. I suspect that the group together would want to hear these people's tale.
I
Perhaps.
look across from the boat deck in the fog, looking for what happens next.
yes, let me tell everybody what I just said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a new scene inside the boat with a few
And that's
refugees.
when the
and I'm like,
ranger coughed. We were assured of your nobility, Lord Roland.
yes, I will billet you within the boat if you need for rest for the night. And then, should you wish, we are continuing on. You may accompany us or cross the river.
I am used to the discomforts of the forest, but Ave here, she is pregnant.
Oh, shit.
I agree. And I asked the seamstress if she'll take care of her as well as a refugee.
Yeah, Kali says, well, of course I can do that. I'd be happy to. What do you think, Lavina? Can we add another one to our sewing circle? She kind of giggles a little bit, and they all laugh.
What is it you said of these other people traveling? Are you talking that as if they have taken captives, or do they have troops? Is my curiosity.
You're talking to the guy?
Yeah, out loud to Zoran to regather his evidence about what, like, was it like there was like 20 people odd that were like looking like me? Go on, yeah, sorry.
I pull out my map where I showed where I found the other campsite and where the whole big group of them came out of the crystal mists, and where the one group branched off and we killed him, and this group that I've been following went the other way, and I retraced the story using
Yeah,
my
I got
map.
And
Yeah.
James, the older man, is there too, and he says, "Now, like I said, I didn't see them myself, but I heard tales of giants and ogres and other things. Oh, we hoped we might make it out before the danger had come. My brother had been urging us to leave as we'd been concerned, but we made a life, didn't want to give it up. And my wife has paid the price."
Alas, that is sad. It's a shame you cannot make your way to my lands. There is much work available there, and a poorhouse for billeting, with food and opportunity to work for low money is all you need, your chance to get back on your feet. Other than that, we have rich lands. You may prefer to dwell within them, but if you choose to flee south, I understand.
He looks at his older son, who's, at this point he's, kind of helping other people out, helping the other refugees out, and he says, I appreciate the offer, but I've got one last thing that I need to do before I'll ever consider my own needs. That's to get my boy to someplace safe. I have no doubt of your nobility, being saved me and my companions with nothing but the word from your ranger friend, but you are a lord in a region that is becoming a war zone. I'm not gonna let my boy Uwe be another victim.
Yes, he very may well be called to war if he stays in my land. I do warn him that, you know what I mean? Like, if we get attacked, then I will be calling militia up. Like, very well, you have made your choice. Farmer it is. Woodsman it is. Warrior for others. Good luck on your journey. And like, I pat him on the back, and I give him like some. I like tell the boatman to give him some food to help him a bit, like, like a water flask or whatever.
Some basic supplies.
Yeah, and I give him the deer. Yeah.
Yeah, so they take your, they gear up a little bit. They get cleaned up. I mean, none of them are hurt, like injured. None of them taken any injuries, like that would be like, hit point loss. But I mean, they've done hard travel through the woods in desperation without proper supplies for the last 3 days. You guess by boat it's only in a day, though. And by Zoran it would only really be a day and a half to 2 days. But they're ordinary people, basically. I mean, they're comfortable in the woods ish, but they're not woods people.
Oh yeah.
So but it's another probably they've been traveling for about 3 days just to get to where they are from where the town of Crossover. So you take them across though, and they are grateful, thankful, and promise to keep Lord Roland Raven's blood in their prayers. And they continue east. Still enough daylight for them to continue.
Wow, okay.
Into the fog.
All right, then. Do you want me to continue on foot, or shall we regroup?
Maybe we should regroup. Tell the Earl of your tales. Well, not tales, truths. I'm going to see what he says. Maybe make our way back this way to that point that you marked on that there piece of paper. So I'm not very good at maps. And we can go there and then find them from that. I venture out if I need. I say eating a chicken leg.
Very well then.
Chicken legs.
I'll check the items. Are the drow swords still intact? Or have they completely gotten away? So I was hoping to show like the Lord of the Lands that isn't like the next one up. They'll be in charge of like the military and stuff or whatever. But
well,
is there any evidence?
Let's see here. You had the fight with the drow. Then you identified some stuff, and Roland took care of lordly business, and the rest of you did some various things for like 3 or 4 days, I believe.
It's been a while. I just don't know how quickly it
I don't think it's
deteriorates.
been that long. I think let's say that was 4 days, and then you left the next day, so that would be 5, and now you're on day 3
Mhm.
of travel. So 8 days. It takes 2 weeks for the things to disintegrate. So you've still got 6 days. If you know, don't dick around too much, you can probably make it to Istivin and give it to the Earl before it totally disintegrates.
With me
Okay.
knowing about drow, would I know if like keeping them like wrapped up and out of the sun, would that make them last longer, or is it just them being above ground that causes
Once
the problem?
they've kind of like been exposed to the sun and stuff
Okay.
like that, they're never,
Cool.
like that the degeneration begins and it starts unraveling the magic. So the damage has already been done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we must make haste to Istivin. I tell the river people, like, to make haste if possible from the day tomorrow, but not to the point of killing ourselves. But like that we must give warning to the capital. The giants are running around like madmen.
All right. So you continue your journey to the north.
Yeah.
You get to day 4. Like it was 5 days to Istivin, but for you guys, it's going to be more like 5.5 days now because of the fog. So on the 6th day, you will arrive about midway. Is what you think
Yeah.
Istivin. On the 6th day, you'll arrive. So this is the 4th day of travel.
Okay.
And
It's ominous when
you're
he makes things specific like that.
so the weather is clear, and there's like some clouds in the sky, but it's a beautiful spring day. And you're moving to the north, flowing down the quick current of the river, and you see up ahead is a small riverside village. And Lavina and the rivermen, the Valcadians, inform you that up ahead is in fact the town of Crossover. That is where the refugees that you now have on board, or that you've helped across the river, where they claimed to have encountered some goblins. I mean, some ogres.
Yeah. Okay then. We need to have a look. We need to have a look and see if what's left and what the situation is. So I suggest as well to Tuctran, as I know he particularly isn't very fond of giant class creatures, that we take a gander in the town. Tuctran, come with me, brother. Let us seek any ogre or remaining scumbags that may be in Crossover. I have heard that it has been subjected to attack.
Oh, let us go.
I'll look around, see if anybody else wants to come. Because I don't really
will.
command people about.
I'll come with.
I mean, the boat
can
is
just-
gonna run right into the town if you stay on the boat.
Yeah, stay on the town then. Stay on the boat then. Stay on this town.
I mean, it's a riverside town.
It's got a river in and a dock, like a small dry dock for some boats and shit.
Yep,
Fish
it has
fish
so you guys begin to approach, and there is so you see the little town, and first and foremost, you see that there is a line drawn high over the river, high enough even for most boats to go through, that is used to transport a wide platform, like pontoon style boat, basically platform, back and forth across the river. There's a crossing
Mm.
point. You can even see from here there is a road of sorts that heads further west, like towards the mountains, probably towards that that little town of
On trees.
Mountain's Edge. Mountain's Edge.
Mountain's Edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little town of
Mountain's
Mountain's Edge.
Edge. That was the other one. Well done.
Yeah. You know, the one end of the ferry is kind of like over there. And again, it's still hill country and there's like, you know, woods and stuff. So you can't like see everything just perfectly, but you can see over into that sort of area. And then the other side is the town. There's also a dock that extends out into the water, into the river, you know, about halfway into the river. A couple of small boats that are moored to the dock.
Little fisher town.
At the end of the dock, there's also a fairly large building, like a warehouse, that's near there. Amanda, make a observation roll for Zoran.
No, I did not.
And Roland can make a perception check as well.
Okay.
Turn 2. Turn 2.
1d20. It's a
12.
4.
Does that make it for you, Dom? For Tuck?
And that was what kind of check again?
Perception.
It's just a regular perception check. I think it was on the money. Let me find it on my sheet here.
And 4 for Roland, so I know Roland's going to see.
It is perception. Trying to figure out where I wrote it. Yeah, I have a 12 exactly.
All right. So you made it exactly, and Roland got a 6. What's Roland's perception? It's like 15 or something, isn't it?
I got a 4, and my perception is 15.
Okay, so you made it by 11. Wow. All right, so Roland and Tucktrin both notice that, like, okay, you know what? I'm going to say you notice 2 different things. So Tucktrin notices that he's looking around the town as you're approaching. You can see that there's a little inn and tavern there, like right on the waterfront. You know, there's a few different houses. There's the dock and the warehouse, and then like there's a few different houses. But you can see people kind of like walking around through the town, and Tucktrin notices that they've like got their heads down. They're moving like really quickly through town. There isn't really that many people out and about, like Tucktrin notices. Roland notices that near the warehouse, surrounding the warehouse, are a number of tough-looking bastards that are like guarding the warehouse. And Roland looks at these guys, and they got some official-looking armor, and they got some, you know, they all got the same, you know, long sword and the chainmail and stuff, but they look like, you know, mercenaries if Roland has ever seen them. You know, he's seen plenty of mercenaries in his day, and these are some hard scrabbled mercenaries that are guarding this warehouse.
Right.
And so Roland and Tucktrin, you know, you're both kind of looking at these separate things, and you see like somebody has a wagon that, you know, it's like one of those hand pull wagons, got like the 2 poles coming out of it, a little wagon. It's got some looks like fruits and vegetables and, you know, potatoes, things like that, and some stuff. And he rolls up to the warehouse, and there's like a couple of these guards right there, and one of the guards, like, you know, rolls open a wide door, you know, pulls open a wide door, and the other guy looks down into the wagon, and the the guy kind of like looks up at him, and they have some sort of back and forth conversations. Looks like an argument. The guard pushes the man, who looks like it's just a farmer. He pushes him, and the man like starts to protest, and then the guard like kind of puts his hand on his sword and makes an aggressive motion. The guy goes running off, and he leaves the wagon filled with all the stuff behind, and and the guard, one of the guards had opened the door. The other guard grabs the wagon and like sort of rolls it into the warehouse.
That's a most odd situation.
A couple minutes go by, and they close it back up and get back into their guard position as you guys are approaching the town.
Did you see that? I'd point that out to the rest of the players as it's happening. I go, can you see that happening? Look, what's happening there? And like I point it out if they can, if I get opportunity, if they're on deck or nearby. If not, then I just mention it to them. Yeah, it's mercenary scumbag types.
I guess it's easy enough to see if it's pointed out.
I would assume. I hope.
I wonder what's in that.
Luke and David each make a perception check for me.
5.
Oh, that's good.
I guess they don't want the trader going inside.
Well,
yes, but if they stolen the goods
there, but
whatever.
So Grey Ash sees Roland points out these mercenary types, whatever, and Grey Ash is like, oh yeah, this kind of do. They sort of remind you of some of the early Burns Badgers recruits who were like sort of hardened ruffians that he was like turning around. But these guys don't look like they've turned much around at all. And Grey Ash kind of looks over and notices that at either end of the ferry as well, there's a couple of these like ruffians. And the ferry's got these like big pulley systems, like to make the ferry move. Like there's these kind of big pulley systems.
Yeah, like a rope across.
And you can see on you can't really see the non-town end of things because it's sort of like it goes into this like copse of trees and stuff, and it's really hard to see what's going on over there. But on the other side of it, you can see that there's this sort of chain gang of dwarves that are like, right now they're just sort of like, sort of standing there, looking sort of hollow-eyed, lost, destitute. Tucktrin, maybe Grey Ash points this out to Tucktrin, and Tucktrin sees that these are like mountain dwarves.
Right, and who and the slavers, or like, because they're in chains, right?
Yeah, these guys are in chains, and then there's like these chainmail clad warriors. Like they've got chainmail, they've got nice like dark cloaks or furs. They look like soldiers. They all have the same kind of uniform.
Right.
But there's something not really soldierly about them.
And are they all human, or are they all drow?
Yeah, they're human. I mean, you might catch like, because Roland's been your longtime companion. There's like some, that have maybe a little bit of orc blood in them. Might even fall like to the full half orc.
Okay, and how many of them do I see?
So there's a couple of these like guards at either end of the ferry. There's several of them that are sort of patrolling and watching near the warehouse. Not all that you're looking around. You can even see, a couple are sitting at like a table out in front of the Low Water Inn and Tavern, kicking back some drinks. Yeah, I mean, they seem to be kind of all over town.
Okay. How far away am I?
You can at any one time you can at least see a dozen of them.
Slavery is forbidden.
How close am I to them?
You're on the
chores.
boat right now, so the
Okay.
boat is approaching.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Mental note made.
So yeah, so now this is the time to make an action. So the boat is approaching the town. You're getting closer and closer. I'm giving you more and more detail as you're approaching and getting closer. And like with the other situation where Zoran was trying to get your attention, it's now time for you guys to say what you do.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at Tarkus and I'm gonna look at Roland because they're like in gray ash because they're like my oldest companions. And we've been through a lot together.
My face is just like expecting you to go mad.
So I just gotta say,
you to vault off the ship and kill them
before
all.
we finish our business here, those dwarves will be free one way or another.
Agreed. I slapped him on the shoulder. Sooner the better.
If you want no part of it, let me know.
We should inquire first how much they intend to sell them for. Buy them and then kill them and take the money back.
Why even buy them if you're going to kill them?
Well, one way or another, they're going to be free.
Is this Istivin or is this somewhere between?
No, this is crossover. This is a town that, well, the refugees that you had just rescued, the day before, had kind of described this place as a place for people to cross. Basically the one easy crossing between the end of the river Hollowborough and Istivin itself. It's not exactly but
so there's two lots of mercenaries. Some doing these slavers things and some standing by the warehouse. Yeah?
There's two lots that we see. There's probably
But
more
we
elsewhere.
also see them walking around like in twos and threes with like pit bulls and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll ask one of the boatmen is like, was it like this the last time you passed through?
Good question, David.
Well, I can't say it was, good wizard. I'm not really sure when this thing started like this. I'd heard rumors, but never did I believe that. Nah, not a crossover. We always stop here.
You are to stay on the boat.
At the Low Water Inn, grab a drink. They got good food. Usually they get a bard in town, play a little music.
It is too dangerous. You must stay on the boat. I will go on the land with Tuckton and my fellows and sort this matter out. I step off the boat.
Do you recognize the uniform? Are these like official men from a town further up?
Maybe somebody has heraldry?
I know
someone does have
heraldry. I'm just seeing if he's available for heraldry.
Tarkus has them.
I've got to be careful because if this land belongs to another lord, and I'll just go and punch his men. Anything like.
I think this land does belong to somebody else, doesn't it, Rob?
Was it?
This belongs to it. This would have been under the control of some other lord who is like Roland, but ultimately it's all under the Earl of Sterridge. I mean, it's like, still part of that.
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Titles are funny things because some titles are given only for the life of the lord. They're not hereditary, and some are hereditary. It's strange, according to how loyal you are. So yeah,
I guess Roland, you could make a power play, claim this land as your own, remove these slave traders and such like.
That would be a great idea. Let's just hope he's not the cousin of the Earl.
So let me clarify here. Roland stepping off the boat. Now, does that mean you guys bring the ferry up to the dock, which you can do? The dock goes out into the middle of the river, basically. So you can dock your boat, literally.
Yes, we dock. We do dock, because that would look fucking suspicious. So we dock.
It also looks incredibly badass to step off of this like large boat, Roland, his literal raven cloak blowing in the wind. Lord from the realm to the south. So
I'm almost tempted to draw my longsword, but I don't.
yeah, Roland gets off immediately, like as Grey Ash is like talking to him and giving him all these great suggestions and having actual plans and strategies. And Roland says, "Oh yes, that's great, that's great." And then he steps off of the boat and starts just walking down the starts walking down
We
the
don't, we
dock.
don't make plans.
And a couple of these guard types, like one of they're like I mentioned, there's a couple of people like they're sitting out in front of the tavern. The dock's probably a good 50 feet. So they're sitting at the tavern, which is another 20 feet in. There's just sort of I don't want to say it's a square or town square or anything, but it's like an open area by the docks. Like this is where a lot of commerce, the people are coming in off the boats and everything. So there's a kind of an open area there. One of the guys, they're leaning back and he just whacks his friend and he kind of points at Roland, like striding down, and the two of them get up. Kind of like strap their swords on, grab helmets.
No way. Okay.
And start swaggering over towards Roland to meet him down in the docks.
I stay a few paces behind and off to one side, so I'm with Roland, but I'm not like right next to him. I'm letting him have his head, basically.
I'll begin to waggle my neck and loosen my shoulders as I expect there could be a conflict. But I don't look worried as I trudge down the road with my fang and my purple eye.
What? And Tuxtron's there too, right? Tuxtron's coming as well.
Yep, I'm walking right by Roland.
As
All right.
am
And
Have
then
we lost Tarkus, or I know he's muted.
he has not responded to any cues in the last.
He may have fallen asleep.
10 minutes. He could have.
Imagine.
He could have.
Shout his name really loud.
I push him into the water. Roll to survive.
All right. So the four of you are walking down this ship, down this dock, off of this medium riverboat. It's sunny. There's a few clouds here in the sky, and the sun's sort of shining down, shimmering off the slight iridescence that Roland's raven blood cloak has. And then of course Zorn is almost like shifting in the wind behind Roland. You can hear the sounds of the dock creaking under Tuctron with every boot fall.
Are there any like civilians around? What's the reactions of the civilians to us emerging? They look like they're getting out of the way.
Yeah, so this long dock, there isn't any other really civilians on there. You can see, there are civilians around the like in the the sort of main square area and further into town. People, once they see you and notice you, some are stunned into. They're stunned and they stop moving. They're just because they see the train wreck that's about to happen. What happens? The others, they see that there's about to be a train wreck, and you can see them quickly trying to.
Oh, peasant, quickly get inside.
Yeah,
this could become violent. Aside to a passing old person.
So one of the guards says, I don't know who you think you are, but there's going to be you don't just bring your boat here and park on the dock without an inspection. Are you the captain? Says to Roland.
Me?
Yeah. The
What's
other
that
one.
there?
It's kind of like a snarky smile on his face.
You headbutt him?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing, dude. All right, ambush round. You get an attack.
That's hilarious.
Where's the dice? There it is. 1d20.
No plan survive contact with Roland.
Damn right.
A 4. But I don't know what that. I'm gone. What's my strength? Let me get a couch sheet. I was just smoking on the veranda. Hang on. So look, a 4. So with my base strength plus, That's +5. That's a 9. I've got tumbling, which gives me like +1 in hand to hand. That's a 10. 10, and my THAC0 is 12. So I've gone for armor class. So I've hit armor class 2
Oh, that's exactly what you needed. Amazing.
Yeah.
on his nose. So he takes +11 from my strength straight off.
D3 plus
So,
whatever an improvised
like-
weapon is.
If you headbutt this man to death, I'm going home.
1d2. Was it 1d3 for a head or 1d2 or 3?
I don't know.
Um,
Unarmed
most
combat.
are a D2.
No, it's
They're
a d2.
most hand-to-hand stuff is a D2.
So it's 2 plus 11,
11.
13. 13 damage from a
Wow.
headbutt.
Thing.
Hmm.
Snark face. Have that headbutt.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of staggers. He like staggers back. His nose explodes into blood. It's just like, he's like kind of like staggers back. He quickly draws his longsword, and he's kind of got it up above his head, and he's like taking a few steps back. The other guy is like shocked. He was walking up, he had a snarky look on his face. He just like his eyes go wide, his mouth drops open as he sees this happening. And he says, I don't know who you think you are. All right, well, I guess we need to get some declarations in here as we've now combat.
I'm surprised Zorin didn't just go and just shoot him in the back. So,
It might be happening right now.
that was enough warning for him to be not snarky to me. I haven't killed him yet, and I haven't drawn my sword. So we'll see what happens next.
Oh, yeah. Who cares about drawing a sword when you're like a fucking frost giant or whatever you are?
Yeah,
A storm
deleting-
cloud giant smashing your head into this guy's face. I mean, dude, that's so much damage. 13 damage from like headbutting somebody.
Yeah. High strength is crazy. It's fun though.
All right. So let's do declarations here. Roland's. You know what? No, I'm going to let everybody react to Roland, and then we'll see what Roland does next. Because I want everybody to react assuming they think Roland's going to do something, and then Roland will probably do something that nobody expects. All right, so Tuctrin's right there. Tuctrin, Dom, what's up?
Okay, so we walk up. The guy says this thing, and then Roland headbutts him. So you want to know what I do before Roland headbutts him?
No, that was an ambush round, so that happened.
So honestly, I'm gonna draw my axes because I expect this guy to call the guards.
He is the guards.
He is the guards.
He's a guard. There's a whole bunch of people here
Yes.
that are in this organization. So I expect him to probably call out for help if he can even talk. I don't know if he's like bloody nose, can't speak, but I'm basically going to just prepare for
He's
what
got
I
to
believe
sound a
to be
little bit more like this now that he's got his big
Right.
stuff.
but I think there's going to be probably an inevitable like landslide of jerk-offs. So
Yeah.
Like them as they come.
I see we've played D&D together before, Dom.
yeah, no. So I'm going to prepare for that so that I don't get ambushed myself.
Amazing. All right, Zoran is also basically right there, just a
As
few
much as I
paces
would have
back.
preferred to avoid all this didn't have to happen. But since I too wish to avoid a landslide of jerk-offs, I'm going to put an arrow into the not exploded nose guy's throat. I
Okay.
don't want him to call out for help. And the best way to do that is to put something in his mouth.
True.
Oh,
I cast a spell. This-
I think Digby might have some spells for this.
Digby.
Digby 100% has spells for this.
It's contagious.
Digby's. I mean, there's so much there. All right, Gray Ash.
Oh,
David, what's Gray?
I chant, wave my hands, cast a
Digby's
spell, and I start.
Digby's disrupting dildo. It just
No.
Oh my god. If only they knew. If only they knew. Just wait till it's done.
We can never do this.
No, we can never release it.
Sorry, David. We're
Sorry, we're having a
Oh, yeah.
very inside thing.
We're having
Sorry.
a-
It's like
we're working
your
on a
own version
project.
of like Bigsby's, but Stigsby's.
It's Digby.
Exactly. You
It's
get that. Yes.
Yeah,
I
but
see,
it goes very
Yeah.
very wrong.
It's like
Okay,
We
was
don't
it
mind that you've got your
Barry
own private
Trotter?
joke.
All right, what's Grey Ash doing?
I'm casting a spell. Do you need to know which one?
No,
Doesn't
that's
matter.
fine. What about Tarkus? That's what I thought. Roland.
Right. I'm expecting, as the players have said, loads of jerk-offs. Probably missile weapons. So, can I rip out a bit of land or flip over a wagon or a market stall or rip some furniture up to act as a barrier that we can stand behind? Like, I suppose Zoran could stand behind it. You know what I mean? Like a defensive position.
If need be, I'll just stand behind you.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a big shield, but I'm thinking like literally pull out, pull over like a big wagon or something so we can fight from behind it and cast spells and shit.
Mhm.
Like, I think defensively for the party first, because the last 3 times I've stormed off, it's been illusions, and I've learned to be more cautious. So yeah, I pulled down like a defensive feature for us, make a barrier, if it's possible. Rob,
Sounds good. That sounds perfect.
like a
That's
way
not what I
fighting, you know.
expected him to do.
All right. Yes. No, of course it's not. Well, I think this is our first initiative of the night. I think we can get through this in this session too, because this is a very small thing. So, Dom, you know what to do.
I was already ready, had the dice in my hand. Okay. Whew.
Well, I'm
7.
expecting you like to kill these guys while I just
It's
did
a 7.
All right, 7, 8.
7.
Okay, dice is 7 on 8. The
Oh, they fast.
the guard who is not bleeding profusely from his face says, "You're gonna fucking regret that." And he puts his hands to his mouth and he just makes a shrieking whistle. A couple staggers in it. He makes this shrieking whistle sound. And those of you're all combat veterans, so like you look around and you can see like other guards are kind of like drawn over, their eyes are drawn in that direction as the whistle goes. And Bloody Nose, he kind of takes a step back, pulls his longsword out. I guess he had already pulled his longsword out. He was kind of waving in the air, and he says, "Motherfucker, you gotta..." No, I'm sorry. "Motherfucker, you gotta regret that." He tries to run Roland through. Now, actually, he would go on 9. So that was at 8. The whistle goes off at 8. And what about 9?
What did we roll?
7.
7.
So 10, I push something over to make a barrier. So he probably has a stab on me.
All right, so 9, yeah, he gets a...
Mhm.
That's not going to hit Roland. Yeah, so the sword comes thrusting in, and Roland knocks it to the side, and then pushes over like a rack where people cut fish and
that'll do.
hang buckets and stuff to create a barrier.
Mhm. Spell goes off at the same time as Roland.
Okay, go ahead.
As I begin to ascend. Well, any wild surge?
We can hope so.
I cast fly on myself and ascend like 16 feet into the air.
You'll find 16 feet is actually 160 feet, David, my love.
What?
Because it's
16
1
feet
inch
is
with
100.
battle top measurements. So when it says inch, it's like...
It doesn't
four.
say speed. It says like move at a rate of 18. I'm just saying how high I go because I know it's like D6 damage or whatever if I fall.
Sorry, I thought you was flying up like Superman.
I fly up 19 feet.
I choose to stop flying up. I don't know how far you can go with speed 18. Probably pretty far. But
180 feet.
Yeah.
All right, so in combat rounds. All right, so that was at 10. Anybody else at 10?
So at 10, because you said the melee, like melee attacks, but like physical attacks are 3, right?
That's
If
right.
you're not
Yeah.
using a weapon.
+3 if
Okay.
it's a medium-sized creature.
Right. Because I drew my weapons, but the guy that just whistled, I'm not gonna hit him with the axe quite yet, but I am gonna gauntlet him. Or I'm gonna try to.
All right.
I mean, I couldn't do it before he whistled, unfortunately, because initiative.
Yeah.
But
Fucking initiative.
I rolled a 7. It is what it is.
Well,
But I'm gonna try to
Risky busy
backhand him and tell him to shut up.
All right. Give it a shot.
Yep. So that is 20. So AC like -8.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Well, I rolled an 18 on the die, and I get a base
Oh, yeah,
+2 for
forget
my
it.
strength. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Whoosh.
and so what, a D3, right, for a gauntlet fist?
Yeah. Gauntlet might be a D3 +1.
Maybe.
I thought a gauntlet was D3 plus strength.
Cestus, yeah. Gauntless or Cestus.
That's what I was thinking, and maybe it's the Cestus. I don't see the gauntlet on the chart, actually.
Okay.
We'll
It's all
say
good.
D3. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because
So
he's
that's
metalhead to fuck, isn't he? He's
yeah.
like a fucking.
So 2 + 4, so 6.
That's the bloody nose, right?
I
Was
thought
that-
it was Whistle Guy.
No, it's the whistle guy.
Oh, whistle guy. Okay.
Yeah, because Roland's got other guy. He's got bloody nose guy. So now we might have 2 bloody nose guys. So I basically just backhand him with my left gauntlet. I'm just like, shh, be quiet.
Jesus. All right. Yeah. Okay. That was at 10 as well. 11.
11. Is a called shot to the throat a -4 or a -8?
I am. I mean, you're trying to make it so he can't talk, right?
Well, I'm trying to have his throat be filled with blood, so yeah. Bleh. I want him to make soft
Yeah, I
gurgling
would
noises.
say it's a -8 then.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'm not going to say that out loud before I roll. Yeah, let's not tempt fate. Okay, so I've got the +2, so it's effectively -6. So that's going to be 14 -6 is 14 -6 is 8. 8. So AC -3.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And oh, well, nice. Okay, max damage. So 11 points of gurgle to the throat.
All right. Yes. It hits him in the throat. He staggers back. Blood spurts out of his mouth, and he's like, pulls. Well, actually, he hasn't pulled out a sword yet, so he just puts his hands to his throat, and he's trying to speak, but his throat is completely filled with bubbling blood. All right.
He said to shut up.
That was at 11. 12. 13. Roland, ever? 13. Roland.
I pulled the thing
Roland
down, didn't I? Oh,
What's
but I
that?
get a second attack, don't I? If I'm doing fists, hands to hand, for my 9th level fighter.
Yeah,
Do I
sure.
still get. So I go.
Yeah,
But
With my other fist.
put the blockade up, though. Is there space now between you guys?
Exactly now. I think I've had enough in my round. Like, I imagine my code's going. Like doing
I'm
like.
also
fucking-
wondering though now, because it's strange because Tuctrin has run up and hit him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like there's like a
That's what's
partial
happening.
barrier, I guess you might say.
Yeah. But I'm expecting like 2D25 troops to rush out like I am.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess you created sort of a funnel.
We shall see. But that's my round. Pulling over a big fucking thing just for a bit of CGI.
I think that's end of the round then.
Yeah, that's it
End
for
of
me.
the round,
Yeah.
people. Yeah, end of the round, people.
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Zoran.
All right. I am not going to do any more called shots for the time being, but I'm going to go ahead and finish what I started with Whistle Guy. All right. The lower is AC -8, so I
Oh,
think we're
geez.
okay. Yeah. All right. So
Dunk,
that's
dunk.
gonna be. I only do one thing, but I do it relatively well. So,
Quite a mad scene, that.
20 points worth of total for the 2 arrows into Mr. Man.
Yeah, he staggers a couple of feet, takes a half spin, and goes falling off the edge of the dock, splashing into the water,
Hollywood theatric death.
spreading out.
I then address the fellow with the broken nose. Perhaps we'd like to begin this again in a more civilized manner.
So a couple of the that's the end of the round, right? Yeah. So a couple of the other guards have like, they got the whistle came, so they started like kind of approaching, and they have like sort of hands on swords, and they're kind of looking over. They make a charisma check.
Who?
You.
Oh, crap.
You talked.
Oh shit, that is not a good thing. Well, okay, I was expecting to fail, but I actually, I made it by 4.
Okay. Yeah, so one of the guys walks up, there's like him and there's like this, rough and tumble woman. Woman looks like she's got some work in her. And there's a couple of other guys and he looks at the woman and he says, "Well, I don't know about you, but I'm happy to have them come to town. Why don't we let them in?" And the other woman says, "Oh yes, let's do that." And the guy turns around and some of the other guards are kind of walking up and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, nothing to see here." He sort of waves his hand. They just shrug.
Okay.
I turned to Roland and let him. This isn't my problem anymore.
I stand the thing back up that I pulled over. I push it back into place. It's like, and pat it.
Like restack some like pewter plates and mugs that were on there, and there's like a like a little slate with the markings on it, kind of got a little bit cracked. So he like sort of puts the pieces together and leans them up against the back wall so it doesn't look like it's broken. And
towards the end, definitely.
You find yourself in town. I mean, people are still being pretty wary of you though.
I can't imagine why.
Are you headed to the tavern?
Seems the best place.
Agreed. It's where you get all the good information.
All right. So
I float ominously, I guess.
That happened quick, didn't it, Dave? I thought there was loads.
Yeah.
So
I'm like flying for an hour and a half.
It might still be useful. We're not done.
Mm-hmm.
You just float down.
Get a bird's eye view, man.
No, I don't float down. I want to look around.
I'll get back to you in just a moment. So you head to the inn. The Low Water Inn and Tavern. And you can see like next to it there's an old elm tree and it's casting shadows like sort of on and around the tavern, and that's where those guys were sitting. And as you approach, you can see that there's like a second table. It's got a couple more guards. They're sitting there throwing cards down. One of them yells like, "Wench, bring out some more drink." But there's like no wench out there. There's no bar went. So like they just keep playing cards, but he yells that out. Inside the places is pretty gaudily designed. There's lots of sort of weird old fishing related items hanging around. Think of any of those like, modern day restaurants that have like weird shit all over, like a bugle and a net. Yeah, there's all that kind of stuff, right?
A boy.
Yeah, there's in there's the tavern. It's fairly lively. You can see that there's a passageway that continues to the back where there's like a big open yard. There is within the tavern, however, it's fairly lively. There's a number of these kind of guard types in here, but then there's a bunch of others that look a bit more sort of cowed. Tucktrin noticed some of this earlier, but there's a nervousness about those who are not in the guard uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
There is at one of the tables they're playing bones, and it seems as though there's a lot of action happening there at that table. There a lot of money is getting thrown down, and the innkeeper has just finished tapping a new barrel of ale when the group of you walk in, and he sees the door open. As you move in, light pours in, and the place goes momentarily quiet. And we'll stop right there. I think that's a perfect I think that's a perfect place to stop. That's the town of Crossover. So
it's going to be so interesting.
I actually feel kind of bad about killing that guy.
Well, I wasn't planning on killing him, and you just kind of were like, thump, thump. I'm like, all right, I guess he's dead.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of regret that. I think Zoran's going to have a contemplative moment.
I mean, it's pretty funny how quickly everybody falls to murder hoboing. Like
Zoran the murder hobo was not on my bingo card.
No, right?
No.
Like Zoran's like the good guy in the group in a lot of ways,
Yeah, he's going to have himself a moment of quiet
self-reflection.
Contemplation. Yeah.
It was tense. It was tense, man. He'd been in the woods doing Rambar.
Yeah, that's true.
Krakauer. Rambar's Krakauer. Speak to me, Krakauer.
He'd gotten out of the habit of people.
Totally. Yes. So let me see here. Lots of great role play. I really liked how the story moved forward. It's interesting.
Yeah, loads of joint development.
Yeah, that was really cool. So these two guards that essentially, I guess, you just defeated.
Don't give us too much XP. We want to kill the rest.
I've actually been tracking XP. 1,000, 2,975, 3,500. 2 lots of 65 hit dice.
Let's see here. And then all right, so everybody gets 1,980 XP.
Damn. That's a lot for 2 guys.
Well, no, you get XP when you save refugees.
Oh, cool.
Saving people is a really great way to make some XP.
And did we get hit dice?
I would like to save people.
Oh yeah, the hit dice on that was 12. Yeah, but that was some good stuff, guys. And I'm good to go next week if you guys are.
Yep.
Should be.
As always.
I should be as of right now. So if anything changes, I'll get my work schedule soon. So I should be okay though.
Awesome.
Good game.
Well, that was fun. I always love doing this. And
Next Thursday is Beltane, if that makes any difference to anybody. I'm okay regardless, but if anybody
I don't even know what that is.
Walpurgisnacht? Never
I don't
mind.
know what that is
Don't
either.
worry
where you
about
do
it.
the thing with the pole. It's spring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? It's
The
like the
night
pole thing. They do the pole.
Yeah, May.
Oh, the
May-
maypole.
Yes.
Maypole,
Yes, the day before
yeah.
May Day.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yes. It's a pagan thing. Don't worry about it.
gotcha.
Yeah, and I encourage anybody in this campaign or anybody who's been watching this to fully develop and, you know, get it all worked out, all the details of Digby's disrupting dildo, which I think
Yes.
is a perfect way to disrupt any spell or from anybody shouting.
100%.
Oh, the literal dick in their mouth.
Okay.
100%.
That's one way to do it.
The Legend of Digby will continue. No, in all seriousness, that was really, you guys did great. I love I hope the, people aren't getting bored by getting distracted while we get, go down paths with other characters and stuff.
No, I think it's really neat sometimes that you get like this is like, episode 5, the story of Zoran or whatever, or something with Grey Ash when it deals with like a lot of mysticism or something. I just think it's interesting because everybody's going to have their thing, like we're kind of in like Roland's area, so he has a lot of thing here and his wife. I just think that's really cool because sometimes you don't get to do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and also like when you're lower level, if you try to go off and do something on your own,
you're done.
I mean, you're toast.
Mm.
Like, I mean, and even in this case, Zoran had the Griffin thing because you don't know. I mean, like, there's still a great escape mechanism that's
You
there.
could get squished really quick by giants, couldn't you? Like,
Yeah.
really quick.
I mean, even at
giants
higher
can-
levels in second edition, you're still vulnerable. This isn't 5e.
No, and giants do a lot of damage and they hit pretty fairly easily. So, I mean, so far I've rolled so fucking terribly in this campaign. It's outrageous how bad I've rolled. Like so far.
Oh, listen, two hits from a giant can put any of us on our asses.
25, but they can do like basically 25 hit points of damage, like per, essentially.
Which is a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, you fight 10 of them, like, like.
Yeah, like how many hit points do you have, Roland?
98, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, like 10 giants, they're going to hit.
I've got 91. Yeah, so I'm right there with you.
Like, let's say they hit 8 out of 10 times, and they're going to be doing 200 damage a round.
Yeah,
10 giants at one time. You know what I mean? So, like they could kill Roland twice over.
We all don't have stone skin.
Yeah, and like that, we're just at the beginning. We're only scratching the surface of the giants.
Oh, Mike's rock them.
I know, it's cool, man. This is really, I'm really liking. I mean, it's a bit railroady at this moment because you're literally on a river, but this is actually a really pretty open world adventure, and I like.
Well, you think about it. Well, the guy, which is red bottom, not expected, and then all and just throat shot a couple times. Like who saw it coming? Now, whatever happens from that, maybe something. Who knows?
Mm. Good stuff.
I mean, it's probably going to be something.
Probably.
All right, y'all. Well, look. Good night. Let's get digital version of drawing a dick on his head. Get some sleep.
Yeah. Good night, Luke.
Amanda, do you remember when Mitch fell asleep? We played a game and we had projected him on the giant widescreen TV, and he fell asleep, and he's like sitting in the video like.
That's all.
It's amazing on a giant widescreen television in the middle of the living room while we're all like playing, and he's like part of the circle.
Yeah,
he was like on a screen, so and he was asleep. Love Mitch. He's a funny guy. All right, guys, great game. Thanks everybody. See you next week.